Yeah, can you give us a little elevator pitch about your and your company?
Well, my name is Stenros, and I'm an architect by profession, but I ended up to become a design director at KONE. KONE is one of the leading elevator and escalator companies in the world. We are present in every continent, so our headquarters is in Finland, because we are originally from Finland, but today we also have factories and R&D units in China, namely in Kunsan, in India, in Chennai, and also in US and in Pero, Italy. So we are very much global company, and we have some 43,000 employees.
But can you explain me this? So you have this one of the leading companies here in Finland, but the highest story building here in Helsinki is just about 20 stories?
Less than 20, I think.
Less than 20, yeah. Can you explain me that? How come?
Well, I think that the company is actually over 100 years old, and it has been within the same family all the time. But I think it needs a lot of visionary leadership, so that to see a potential in the future rather than do business as usual. And I think that it has been for me it has been a very privileged years to serve in this kind of company where you have this visionary sort of idea what the future could be. Also, you are coming from a very, very small country comparing to the global market. But I think it's also a strength, because it means that you have to fight harder. Nothing comes naturally, So you have to use your intelligence, your creativity, and your innovative mind in order to access. And I'm very proud to say that KONE is among the 100 most innovative companies in the whole world today.
Yeah, actually, I had that experience with your products in my hotel, and it's so smooth. My camera guy said that, yeah, I don't feel the acceleration. It's just there. You push it on a button and then you're right there.
Okay, we call it velvet ride.
Great.
It means, but I think that it's important also to keep in mind that also we do technological innovations. We also want to take good care of the user experience. Actually, we want to deliver the best user experience in our industry. And my task is to foresee also that we have the best design in our industry.
When we talk about user experience and development, you just had a great speech, and I didn't expect that, because the audience, they had taken a lot of speeches before the last days, and were really tired, but you really kept them entertaining straight on. Can you just give us a short view of your speech, and what was it about?
Well, I have recently started to think about that my job as a design director, it is more like going against the odds. So I'm questioning everything through my job. So should we do it in another way maybe? So I consider myself as a corporate hacker in a good sense, that I try to understand some of the how should I say, some of the things in more deep sense, in order to sort of manipulate them in a good sense and create an added value through that.
Like a hacker from Germany, from Stuttgart in Germany, and we had that business innovation hackathon. So you come with that old-fashioned company there, and you have a lot of various people coming together doing design thinking and lean management, and try to get that startup thinking into an old-fashioned company, and just rethink. If you do something 25 years, 50 years, all the way the same, you can't expect that something changes, but our world is changing. So
Yeah, I think we need this kind of people who are shaking, the
grounds
grounds a little bit.
If it's still right. If we do it just 10 years.
And it's not so much thinking out of the box, like one says, but more like thinking within the box, so that you have a proper look what's there in your box. And then strategically you sometimes go out of the box, but you have to know how to do it. So you have to manage it. Because big companies, they can't take a risk doing this and
sometimes
that.
Sometimes they start as a startup, become larger, and then it's just a regular company. We experienced that with a lot of companies that were successful during 80s, and then nowadays it's like, they're really boring. They just even lose the
spirit, the hacker spirit, So I think that you must be very aware that there is always a constant change going on, and you have to foresee before it happens. So what I do nowadays is that I try to do these trend studies to the different topics, themes, kind of focused trend studies, not only scenarios, the big picture. Every now and then you need that too, but in order to understand the people's lifestyles, their behavior, their preferences, how the values are going to change, because the change of the values eventually has an impact on people's behavior. So also we are in B2B business, but like I said in my speech, that there's no such B2B or B2C business anymore. We are in human-to-human business or heart-to-heart business, everybody, because this is the time of individualism. So you have to take every single customer as a person, even in our case,
How come your company or yourself contribute to this conference? Because I know that it's a huge support that we get here, so we can gather from all over Europe, even outside of Europe, to come here to Finland, have this great experience,
Well, it's always my pleasure to meet people from different parts of the world, because I studied in US a long time ago, actually in California at Berkeley, University of California, and I have been living also in Hong Kong before I joined KONE. So my heart is out there, and my learning actually from Hong Kong was that there's no such place as Finland looking from Asia. The biggest or the smallest reference point is Europe. So I feel very much that I'm a European by heart, but I think that the old idea of nations, you can't limit anything into that tiny package.
I think so too. We should think much more globally, and not just divide us each other from this is another country and this is this, but because we're all human beings, and nowadays we have internet, we have cheap traveling, and so everything gets much more connected, and it's stupid to think that I get any benefit without the others. If I cut myself out of the world,
And also I think this relates to the talent hunting. I mean that you can meet talented people anywhere. And like I have a very, very good friend from Shanghai. He used to work at KONE, but now he left to another company. But by coincidence, I met him in London a few days ago, and it was very happy meeting. And I said, why don't you come back to us? And he said, well, we'll see. And I know if I send the right message, he will come back. Because he was, or he is my eyes and ears, what happens in Asia and in China. I trust on his understanding, his talent, and I respect him very, very much. And I think that he's a person I can't find in Finland. No, I need him there, So I think that we all can, if we are open, we can meet this type of people that can add value into what we are trying to find out. If we are on search of something throughout the whole life, I mean, in your professional life, in your private life, so we embrace those people who can somehow show us the next door, And those talents, you know, they can come from anywhere. I have beautiful friends, I mean beautiful memories from India. I have my Sydney family, and nobody can replace their sort of presence in my life. They are very, very important people at that point of the time when I met them. And hopefully I can have them friends forever. But they have a kind of, they create some kind of turning point into my life to understand something better of myself or what I want to do.
We all benefit from each other. As long as you put something in, you get somehow back in some way.
And in creative sense, the more you give, the more you get. Usually it's a doubling what you get.
I think so too.
So you can't share too much. It's always getting back to you. And that's the beauty of it. And I think that if you keep that in mind, there wouldn't be that many barriers in thinking, in doing. And I want to encourage this kind of partnership, collaboration, cooperation, friendship, camaraderie, how you name it. And I think this event is just all about that.